Hello, the United and welcome back. The Centi treasure change, it's finally here. Shift up posted it a couple hours ago. I just woke up and I was like, oh, this is earlier than expected. That's interesting on the timing, but still, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Centi, where she is right now, how I'm feeling about her after a little bit of testing. Obviously, this is day one, so as usual, guys, you should be waiting a little bit until we see which ones are going to be the best ones to be building. But she is looking really good. In fact, she is looking basically to be a better Helm Aquamarine, or on the same situation as Helm Aquamarine, I will say, where both of them will be fantastic Iron characters, but only when you are doing Iron weak content, right? Outside of that, not really. But my Centi is doing the same as a off burst, just for her skill 1 and 2, as my Private. Now, basic beach team, and I'll show on a second some basic runs. What has changed? All right, so a few things, honestly, a few things. This is still the same, the cooldown reduction on a skill 2. Now she has a couple of things here differently. So activates when a skill 2 activates, affect all Iron Code allies. Elemental advantage, attack damage increased by 4%, but stacks up to 10 times lasting 10 seconds. And then activates at the start of the battle, affecting all allies. She gets a stockpile, which is basically a storage, nothing else, right? It's like a storage from Miss Marcia and Anchor, but it stores the incoming healing, it's fine. Same thing as the storage, alright? It stores excess incoming healing up to 5% of the skill user's max HP, lasts for 5 seconds. Restores HP equal to 5.83 of the skill's user final max HP. And then, once again, activates when an ally's HP, including this unit, drop to 100% or below while this unit is on a stockpile state, affect all allies, restoring HP. Alright, so basically she will be able to have some extra heals, which is welcome. It's always nice to have offensive buffers that can also provide you sustain. Okay, that is always welcome in my opinion. Now, skill 2, another pretty good change. Field Discussion. Affect self, creates a shared shield with 5.83% of the skill user's final max HP that protect all allies from damage. Remember that shields have a lot of synergies currently with a lot of characters, so that is nice. Affect all allies, attack increased by 3% of the skill user's attack. It stacks up to 10 times and lasts for 8 seconds. So we're talking about 2 offensive buffs that stack up to 10 times both of them. The elemental advantage right here and the attack right here. One is on the skill 2. One, it's simply when the skill 2 activates. So technically in both of them, alright? Now, since she has this activates when landing a full charge attack, you want to just leave her on auto. You don't want to be bothering with her. Just forget she exists and leave her in there, alright? And then her burst affects 5 enemy units with the lowest remaining HP. Dealing some damage, we don't care, it's nothing. Defense down, welcome but not fantastic. And then to all allies, restores HP equal to 26% of the skilled user's final max HP. Her burst is the one that you will be ignoring in most situations. Now, it's nice, you can still run her as a normal B2 buffer, but in most situations, she will be run as the off-burst character, just for skill 2 and skill 1, nothing else. So it's gonna be like a 10-10-4-7, right? Like on the burst 4-7. If you never want to run her as a burst, then level 4. If you sometimes will run her as a B2, as a pure B2 bursting, then 10-10-7 most likely. I'm not taking her any higher. Also consider that it is 7-7-7 for the numbers. She is core 7. She has the phase 3 treasure, obviously, and then nothing interesting on the line. She's playing like this since day 1, literally. So, Centi, compared with Private as an off-burst, compared with even Helm Aquamarine as an off-burst, is doing really well. So if I go here, right? And we go into a 3-minute fight, my Cindy is doing 20 billion, my Rappi is doing 14. This is a normal team just to benefit Little Mermaid, so we can have like 3 machine guns and burst easy, okay? Nothing else, just a simple team to show it. Not the best team for either of them, as usual, just a simple one. And then we're doing Private of Burst, Centi of Burst, Helm Aquamarine of Burst. And we're getting a 20 bill 14, 20 bill 11, which by the way, 7-7 Centi. My Private, I'm pretty sure should be 10-10-10, if I remember correctly. Then 7-7, okay, so pretty similar. And then my Helm Aquamarine is the one with least investment in here, and that's why she's looking a bit iffy in contrast to the other ones. 4-7-4, because I don't know, I never was a fan of Helm Aquamarine, don't get me wrong. She's a fantastic character for Iron, but I never cared too much about her, alright? Since I was always using normal Helm the way, I was like, I don't care about the summer version. And we're getting basically the same results on all of them. Now, Helm Aquamarine as a debuffer, the damage taken will always, if you have her at the same investment, is always gonna be a fantastic choice in here. But this is a great change. We're talking about a character that has been tier 5 for so long, and now is getting finally some love right here, right? Centi. So I'm happy that she's getting a change that will allow her to become a useful buffer for Iron Week content. Outside of Iron Week content, you will not see her. This means, however, she will be placed at the same level as all of the other elemental buffers, which currently it's the T2 characters. On T2 is where we have a lot of these elemental buffers, be it your Anis, be it your Maiden, be it your Marciana, be it your Elech, be it your now Phantom as well if you want. Like, all of these elemental buffers and specific teams are lumped together into T2, and I'm almost 100% sure Centi will be here as well. It is a lot of buffs she's providing. Iron is kind of stuck on buffers. It feels like at the moment, most teams are fine. Like, every single element has really good buffers and damage dealers, right? Obviously, there are some that are going to be always better, but every single team has really good buffers on their own element. And then we have the universal ones if you want to be talking about, you know, maybe the idols, maybe the mates, maybe just Prevati and Helm, even though they're water but can be used everywhere, etc. So really happy with currently what we have in the sense of how many characters you can use on a team and clear content. Like, yes, obviously, if you are running Liberalio or Cindy or Anis Star or Chrome, they are characters that are better than everything else. Yeah, sure. But still, you can run so many alternatives right now, in contrast to last year. If you guys remember a year ago in Nike, it was like the same 5 teams, the same Cinderella team on every single raid, regardless of element. The same shotgun team without any single variation on solo raids. And they were like all the same 5 teams every single time. So now we're getting to that point where it's nice. We have a lot of options, and there is a lot of alternatives as well, which is welcome. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this already or not, but I did change the backgrounds, as you guys can see, and now they display the element of the character rather than just the SSR background, because the SSR background was kind of like useless. It's like only SSRs either way, so it does not matter. On the character page is also based on the element, a bit more easier to see what's going on with the characters and the distribution at the first glance. That said though, I will be updating her build later. Since she's gonna be just based on the skill 2, you could be going for charge damage if you're, you know, actually bothering with that. You could be going for both simply for the charge damage, and then if you wanted to go for a basic pitch build, but I don't think it's worth it considering it's a support character. So charge speed, and that's it, literally, nothing else. I will not bother re-rolling anything else. Yeah, sure, you could be going for higher combat power, but it's a lot of rocks for a support character, just like Helm Aquamarine, or just like, you know, specific P2s that will only be used on those niche. That said, Iron kind of a stack between Eve, Helm Aquamarine, Miss Marcy, now with Centi, every single of the other characters we have that do universal buffers. Really good with Iron right now. I'm hoping the 4th anniversary brings us maybe a fire hyper carry. Don't get me wrong, yes, Rappi exists, but I would like to have another one, because the other 2 options outside of Rappi are going to be your Mihara for bosses and your Diesel also for some bosses. But I would like another universal B3 carry on fire. Maybe I'm being a bit greedy here. That's it. That's basically everything for now for the updated Centi stuff. I'll be making a video later today, most likely onto the tier list, quote unquote, or the priority for what treasures to build. But that later, because I need to go do some groceries, boys. I need to touch grass for an hour. All right, I need to not be a goblin. That's it. I'm out. You guys have a great day. Love you all. Good luck with your pool dinner rates, and I'll see you on the next one.